The organization I have chosen is the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty. It is an anti-poverty organization that works in Toronto and across Ontario and promotes the interests of the poor and homeless. They use direct action casework, in essence, protests and other public means of bringing attention to an issue that relates to homelessness and poverty. Examples of the issues that they take on are adding homeless shelters to meet the growing need, guaranteeing access to public spaces for homeless people, fighting to ensure people have access to basic income, and fighting for more affordable housing options. This is important because 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 4 children are living in poverty in Toronto. The book that I have decided to choose a character from was DMZ, and the character that I have chosen is Z. The book DMZ takes place in a war-torn Manhattan. A second civil war has broken out across the United States, and Manhattan is the center of the conflict. Many of the residents of Manhattan either live in poverty, struggling to survive in an increasingly savage urban environment, or have turned to gangs to provide them safety. I chose Z for my character because she tends to be confrontational and passionate about the issues that she holds dearly. She is also living in poverty due to the civil war that is going on in her homeland. Z could use the help of the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty in her struggles against issues caused by poverty in her city. The Ontario Coalition Against Poverty seeks to create change in the world through policy change. I believe that this would be the only thing that could bring the end to a conflict such as the Civil War. There are a number of similarities between Z's character and the characteristics of the organization. The Ontario Coalition Against Poverty protests tend to be confrontational as well as controversial. Often the organization chooses to take direct action against the issues that it feels are causing the poverty, rather than trying to provide band-aid solutions to individuals that are affected. That's not to say that organizations which focus on helping people survive poverty, providing shelter and food and care, aren't important. However, based on the personality of Z, her combative nature, and her willingness to get at the heart of an issue, I chose an organization that would be more active in trying to prevent the issue of poverty. The Ontario Coalition Against Poverty could help Z because it fights so fervently for people in Ontario that are facing poverty, and many of those people are in situations similar to Z. It also helps to connect people living in poverty with housing, if they lack permanent housing. The impoverished of Toronto may not all be living in a war zone, fearing for their lives on a daily basis, but many struggle to put food on the table. Housing is also an issue given high rents in Toronto, and many, like Z, struggle to find safe housing they can afford. Z would find it fairly easy to get in touch with the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty. It can be reached via phone, emails, and in person. It also has a website where it has not only the contact information, but also information about the type of assistance they provide and ways that people can get involved. People like Z can share the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty, their questions, concerns, experiences, or anything else they feel is important for the organization to understand. Students and other citizens can also get involved with this organization by showing up to protests and showing their support against the issues that this organization is fighting against. To help Z, people like her, find out about the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty, I created a poster advertisement. I kept the advertisement simple because I wanted the attention to be kept focused on the key points that this advertisement is trying to put into the world. My headline is a call to action. Help change Ontario one policy at a time. I feel it encourages people to get involved and gives them a sense of the significant impact we can have. Changing the law means changing the rules of the game. I included the logo of the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty so that people can visually recognize it and make the connection if they have experience with the organization. My tagline, "Be proactive about poverty," is encouraging people to help stop poverty before they even end up in it, rather than to support people that are living below the poverty line. In the body copy, the advertisement asks the reader to help stop an issue that is affecting people in their community. This attempts to personalize the issue for the reader, causing them to take the issue more seriously. At the bottom of the page is the organization's website and contact information, where anybody who is interested can learn more information. In conclusion, I think that the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty is a strong match for Z because they share similar characteristics and experiences. They are both fighting to make a difference against the unjust causes of poverty, and they both have hope for a world where people have enough to sustain themselves.